Imagine waking up in a world where civilization has never been stronger. The greatest kingdoms on Earth control vast territories. Merchant ships cross entire seas. Massive palaces glitter with gold. International trade connects 3 continents. Everything seems stable. Everything seems permanent. But within a single generation, nearly all of it will disappear. Cities will burn, empires will fall, trade routes will vanish, and humanity will enter one of history's greatest mysteries. This is the story of the last day before the Bronze Age collapse. Stand on the shores of the Mediterranean around 1200 BC. The world before you is astonishing. Powerful kingdoms stretch across the horizon. Diplomats exchange letters between royal courts. Merchants transport copper from Cyprus, tin from distant lands, ivory from Africa, and luxury goods from the Near East. For centuries, these civilizations have grown richer and more connected. The Egyptians dominate the south. The Hittites rule Anatolia. The Mycenaeans control much of Greece. The wealthy cities of Canaan thrive along the coast. Together, they form an ancient international world, a Bronze Age globalization. But beneath the surface, cracks are beginning to spread. Most people cannot see them, not yet. Today seems normal. Tomorrow may be different. The sun rises over the eastern Mediterranean. Golden light washes across bustling harbors. In the city of Ugarit, merchants unload cargo from ships arriving from distant kingdoms. The smell of salt water mixes with exotic spices. Workers carry copper ingots stamped with royal seals. Scribes record transactions on clay tablets. Foreign languages fill the air. This is one of the wealthiest periods in human history. Across the sea, Mycenaean Greece thrives. Fortified palaces stand atop hills. Warriors wearing bronze armor patrol stone walls. Blacksmiths hammer weapons and tools. Farmers harvest grain from fertile fields. Life appears secure. Further south, Egypt remains powerful. Massive temples rise above the Nile. Priests perform sacred rituals. Officials manage enormous construction projects. The empire seems eternal. Everywhere, civilization flourishes. But this prosperity depends on something fragile: connection. Every kingdom relies on trade. Every city depends on distant resources. Every palace needs goods from lands hundreds or even thousands of miles away. The system is magnificent and dangerously vulnerable. As evening approaches in the city of Ugarit, a royal scribe sits beneath flickering lamplight. A messenger has arrived. The news is troubling. Along distant coastlines, strange attacks have been reported. Settlements have vanished. Ships have disappeared. No one fully understands what is happening. The king dictates a response. The scribe presses symbols into wet clay. The letter is urgent, desperate. One surviving message from this period contains a chilling plea. Enemy ships have appeared. The kingdom needs help immediately. The letter will become one of the final records ever written in Ugarit, because soon the city itself will cease to exist. The people writing these messages do not know it, but history is already changing around them. Far beyond the horizon, sails emerge from the mist. Who are these people? Even today, historians are uncertain. Ancient Egyptian records describe mysterious invaders arriving from the sea. Entire populations appear to be on the move. Families travel alongside warriors. Ox carts carry possessions. Ships transport thousands of people. Some may be refugees, others may be raiders.
Perhaps they are both. Civilizations under pressure often create migrations, and migrations can create chaos. Along vulnerable coastlines, fear spreads. Villages prepare defenses. Lookouts scan the horizon. Rumors travel faster than facts. No one knows where the next attack will come from, or whether their city will be next. Modern people often imagine ancient kingdoms as isolated worlds. The truth is very different. The Bronze Age was deeply interconnected. A shortage in one region could affect another hundreds of miles away. A failed harvest could trigger instability. A disrupted trade route could halt bronze production. Without bronze, armies weaken. Without armies, kingdoms become vulnerable. Imagine a giant web stretched across continents. Now imagine strands beginning to snap, one by one. A drought here, a rebellion there, a trade route interrupted, a city destroyed, a harvest lost. Individually, each problem seems manageable. Together, they become catastrophic. The entire system begins to tremble.
The attack is sudden, brutal, confusing. Nobody knows where safety lies. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of destruction across communities frozen in the moment disaster struck. The fires leave scars that remain visible more than 3,000 years later. Tonight, another city joins the growing list, and it will not be the last. Years pass, then decades. The crisis deepens. One by one, mighty powers disappear. The Hittite Empire collapses. Its capital is abandoned. Once busy trade routes fall silent. Palaces stand empty. Many cities are never rebuilt. The Mycenaean world begins to unravel. Writing systems vanish. Knowledge is lost. Population declines. Across the Mediterranean, people struggle to adapt to a new reality. For generations, civilization had been moving toward greater complexity. Now the process reverses. The ancient world is shrinking. History often focuses on kings and empires, but most people were neither. Imagine a farmer watching harvests fail, a merchant discovering trade routes have vanished, a craftsman unable to find bronze, a mother preparing her family to flee. These individuals may never appear in historical records, yet they experienced the collapse directly. For them, history was not an academic concept, it was survival. Every decision mattered. Every rumor carried weight. Every sunrise brought uncertainty. Their world was disappearing, and they did not know what would replace it. After the collapse comes silence. Not complete silence. People survive. Communities endure. Life continues. But something has changed. The great interconnected world is gone. International trade shrinks dramatically. Monumental construction slows. Writing becomes rare in some regions. Knowledge once shared across vast distances becomes fragmented. Entire generations grow up among the ruins of civilizations they barely remember. Massive abandoned structures become reminders of a lost age. Stories replace records. Legends replace certainty. History fades into myth. More than 3,000 years later, historians still debate what caused the Bronze Age collapse. Was it climate change? Drought? Earthquakes? Invasions? Civil war? Economic breakdown? Perhaps all of them. Perhaps none alone. The most likely answer may be the most unsettling. Complex civilizations can fail when multiple crises strike at the same time. No single catastrophe ended the Bronze Age. Instead, many pressures collided. The result was one of the greatest societal collapses in human history. And even today, the mystery remains only partially solved. As dawn breaks over the Mediterranean, the last day before the Bronze Age collapse is over. The people living through it never knew they were witnessing the end of an era. They simply woke up, worked, traded, traveled, worried, hoped, and dreamed, like people always have. Yet within a few generations, their world would be transformed beyond recognition. Cities vanished, empires disappeared, knowledge was lost, and a new age began. But history never truly disappears. Its traces remain buried beneath ruined palaces, burned cities, forgotten tablets, and silent landscapes waiting to tell their stories. And perhaps that is what makes the Bronze Age collapse so fascinating. It reminds us that even the mightiest civilizations can seem permanent, right until the moment they are not. If you enjoyed this journey into the ancient world, consider subscribing for more cinematic historical documentaries. And tell us in the comments,